So the first question really is, I just would like to ask you guys, it doesn't matter who goes first, how important is video in anyone's marketing strategy in 2017?
Really important.
Would you like to expand on that?
Anyone else?
Your marketing only ever has to do one thing. The only point of all this stuff about using a coloured envelope, all the stuff about having the right headline, it just has to get engaged with. The whole thing that runs through everything is engagement, and it's a simple fact that's kind of beyond science and irrefutability, which may or may not have been a word. People engage with video more than they engage with sales letters. Sales letters are great. They are still very much a huge part of anyone's marketing mix. But it's much easier for someone to engage with a message over 2 or 3 minutes of video that would turn into, 10, 15 pages of text. It's kind of like science almost.
Like, add into that, when we first started doing video compared to blogging, like every single one of our stats blew up. Like everything. We got so many more leads, so many more subscribers, so many more fans that would tweet us out of the blue. So many more people that would tweet our vlogs unprompted without us asking. We got so many more people joining our membership site. We got so many more people booking us for speaking gigs.
And why do you think that is? Is that because of the format, or is that because of your personalities?
I think it's a mix, and I think it's because people can actually see the real you. If they're reading words on a blog, it could be anybody that's writing those words. It could be copied and pasted, and sometimes it is, terribly. But if you're there on video, you can actually see that person, you can connect with them, and you can trust them, you can believe them. And that's the real them. You can't deny that. So I think that's why it works.
So that's kind of using the A word. Does anyone want to say the A word? Authenticity.
I think sorry guys, but I think for me, the thing that people miss about social media is that it's about building relationships. And what is the best way to build a relationship when somebody actually sees who you are and what you do? And it does come back to that credibility and authenticity. And if you can do it by presenting yourself and not hiding behind an anonymous website or an anonymous social media channel, people engage with you and relationships are built. And I've built some fantastic relationships with people on social media, but then taking it to a face-to-face thing afterwards. And I think if you can leverage that, that's what we're doing. I think it was Mark earlier on that said, people do business with people. And I think too many people forget that.
I think if you haven't done it, and again, there's sort of no longer a reason to not do it, because we all have every tool that we have in our back pocket. If you haven't done it, just run a test. I did an event up in Leeds, and just before I went on stage, about an hour before, I put a blog on Facebook, and I put a live video on Facebook, and I didn't put any money behind either of them, and the video, by about 19 times, outperformed the written content. It's just easier for people to engage, and again, as I said before, and quite boringly, that's the only thing your marketing needs to do first. It has to get people to engage, and video is simply a better way of making that happen.
I know, Vicky, you wanted to add something to that?
I'm going to go against the grain for a change. No, I agree. It's one of the most powerful ways, but it's not for everybody. And that's what I'd say, not everybody feels comfortable jumping on camera. And I'd say if you're not, it is one of the most powerful ways that you can engage and connect with people without question. I get on Instagram stories every day. I have far much business through Instagram stories lately than anything else. It's amazing. And all I'm doing is the dishes or whatever I'm doing. But if you feel uncomfortable, start practicing by sending private messages, private video messages to people to engage with people. So Twitter, for example, you can do that. Snapchat, you can do that. If you don't feel comfortable with putting that content out there for the public to see, then start trying to use video to sort of tame yourself into it, because before you know it, you'll be sharing your life on there. But I'd ease yourself in if you're not comfortable.
I mean, thinking about Instagram, because Instagram has a very particular demographic, and it's quite aspirational. Just thinking about what you said there, living in a very visual world, do businesses need to get the office hottie to present the business?
God, I was going to bring my bra and knickers to get on stage, and then I just thought, no, no, not at all. I don't think so. Look. Okay, not everybody is like, none of us are the same. Everybody is beautiful in a different way. And look, we can say Instagram is aspirational. Yes, it is. There are going to be fitness models that have got skinny waists and big bums that, you know, we all want to aspire to be like or whatever. But actually, just honestly, just being you, it's irrelevant of how you look. Like, if you connect through your personality and who you are, you don't have to be a size 6 with a big bum, or you don't have to be a man that looks like a triangle upside down or whatever, you know. Would you like to add to that, boys? He'll be like, get a hottie.
I think it's quite funny and it's something to laugh at, right? But that is probably one of the biggest hang-ups people have with video. I hate looking at myself. But honestly, guys, just slightly higher camera than eye level, not down here, and just really cheap, like £30 lights from Amazon will make you look so much better.
Okay, so equipment's a good point. So what do we need? What do we need to get started on video? An angle, okay.
A severe diet always helps. A slight, misconception here. This doesn't have to be about face-to-face video. It isn't all about face-to-camera. You know, lots of guys, for all sorts of different reasons, don't like to see them in front of the camera. Fine. Part of me thinks, you know what? If you're serious about your business, you need to get over that, because that is the best way to engage. But there are brilliant tools out there. There's one I came across yesterday called Biteable, which is Biteable, which is a brilliant free tool for making videos. It's one of the best I've seen as a way to kind of easily kick out professional videos. Yes, I think it is better, and there are always good examples and reasons for you to be face to camera, but regardless of that, video is still an easier to engage tool than other stuff. So it doesn't, you know, if that is too much for you, and I get it, there are other ways of doing it. You still can't say, well, I don't like to be in front of camera, therefore I'm not going to do video. That doesn't stack up anymore.
I'm just going to backtrack slightly, and if I'm the office hottie, then I'm screwed, basically. Sorry, guys, but, you know, getting myself out there. I did want to pick up on something that we were talking about before, which was about that, do you have to be the best looking, etc. And I did a series of videos probably about 18 months ago where I was actually, believe it or not, going through a fitness kick back into playing rugby, which I used to do. And I think if I had been a celebrity, I wouldn't have got the engagement that I got, because people could identify with me as Joe, you know, from down the road, who was trying to do this thing. Whereas it wasn't, it was raw, it was real, it was me just being me, and it got a lot more engagement than I think from the target market that we were trying to attract to get people to sign up. So I think it is about that, just being you, you know, and I know I keep saying that, but it's so important to just be yourself, not something that you think your audience wants you to be.
Has anyone got any examples of sort of brands or accounts or people that are doing it really well that they'd maybe point people towards to have a look at?
The best video I've seen for some time is from a company called Chatbooks. And if you haven't checked it out, Chatbooks, I think, is about the perfect video. I won't spoil it for you, but it's a concept that's brand new, so it needs some explaining. The video is about 4 minutes, which again, most of us will think, well, okay, it's a bit long, but everything in the video is absolutely spot on, even to the fact that at 90 seconds, where science might tell you that that's when people drop off, they've explained the product, they've explained what it costs, they've explained how to buy it, and then they go on to reaffirm it. And I think, you know, for lots of industries, looking at a video like Chatbooks, I think there's a lot that we can all learn from that. Even if we can't actually take it, the exact model, we can take the concept of what they're trying to achieve there and bring it back into our own business.
Any other suggestions of people to look at? Brands, maybe, or people?
Yeah, I go like more micro influencers, I think, because I think I'm learning a lot more from those kind of people rather than big brands, because I actually don't think major big brands are doing it particularly well. There's the odd, like Disney was a good example on Instagram stories, but I think like quite a lot of sort of micro influencers kind of within different industries, they get it because they're very well connected with their communities, they engage. And actually for me, it's not just about like watching a video, it's about the experience that I'm having with that video as well. So like if I talk to someone on Instagram stories and they're not going to take the time to reply to me, Andrew and Pete, no, I'm joking, you always reply. Always, watch these guys, they're amazing. But yeah, like if you're not going to take the time to reply, I think it's important to have the whole experience. So yeah, search out micro-influencers.
So kind of having that touch point with someone that maybe someone can feel an affinity towards.
Yeah.
Like this is me, this could be me. doing this activity.
Absolutely.
Therefore, that's got more power, perhaps, than say an innocent drinks or
Kim
Coca-Cola
Kardashian
or yeah,
yeah.
doing that kind
Yeah.
of thing. Okay. So
We add to that.
yeah, of course you can.
A really, really cool company to follow is Chubbies. And Chubbies is an American brand, and they make shorts. Now, shorts aren't particularly that interesting to write content about. It's like blog number 1, how to put shorts on. Blog number 2, watch out, how to take shorts off. A little bit racy in the second one, maybe. But overall, it's not that exciting, right? So what their content is all about is what's the fun stuff that you can do in shorts. So if you check out their page, they've got over 1.5 million fans, and they just post the most engaging content you ever see, and it's just the best. And every single thing they post is just like so funny, so hilarious, or just awesome. It's just posting things like there's a place in Texas where you can go watch Jaws in rubber dinghies on a lake, and they've got like fake Jaws, like sharks going about and stuff. Like, how cool is that? But of course, you have to do it in shorts. And you want to look good in your shorts, obviously, so you're going to buy from them because they make great shorts. But all the content is just about the cool things you can do. And what we say is, a lot of people are in content poor industries, so they can't actually create content that's very engaging around what they do. We're lucky because we're in marketing. If we talk about marketing, people are going to be interested in it. So they're using engaging content as a way to kind of subtly talk about their products, which is great.
Okay, so what's next? Just looking to the future a little bit. What's next for video? Let's assume that we've gone, we've started our journey on video, we've created some video. What sort of things should we be looking out for? Is it certain types or what?
I would like to say, there's a lot of different types of mediums that we can be looking at, but I think the one thing that's going to win out is shows. So ongoing narrative between episodes of content, which is why we're launching our show. Because I think...
Nice plug.
Pardon?
Nice plug.
What's it called? What's it called again?
Yeah, what's it called?
It's the Andrew and Pete show. Yes.
And when's it out?
It was a tough name to come up with.
Yeah, deep hole.
Okay, yeah, so you might have noticed Facebook have just launched Watch, and they're really, really plugging that. They're spending like $3 million per episode on some of the stuff that they're coming out with because they want it to work so much. And it's just one of those ongoing signs that shows are the next thing with video, because nobody wants to just watch one video because that's, well, people do, but it's like, how are you going to bring them back? How are you going to keep them? And how are you going to grow your community if it's just one video and that's it? So if you can get people to keep coming back and engage over longer periods of time, then you're going to build more of a fan base and a community.
I think it was Mark that said it this morning about building your library. And when we were just blogging, we never had anyone binge read all of our blogs and get in touch. But now someone can go from literally not knowing anything about us to spending half an hour on YouTube binge watching our content to wanting to buy from us. I think that's what video can do.
So video is the future, is here. But it's not the be all and end all. Is
I
that
think
what
it's like the now. I feel like people, it's a bit of a spoiler from our talk, people get hung up about what is the future of marketing, right? What's working now? That's what you need to be worried about. What's working now? If we want engagement now, then yeah, let's be doing video.
As ever, the rules haven't changed. You think back to one of the most successful TV advertising campaigns of the 80s, it was Bisto, and there was a Bisto family, and the Bisto family kids grew up, and they had normal life, and they just talked about their world. And it's no different to what we're saying now. The only different thing that happens now is that all of us can do it, because in the 80s, you needed a director with an enormous waistband. You needed 25 cameras. You needed lights. You don't now. You have a phone. You have a personality, and the rest just goes out there. All video really does is just make it easier to do what we all want to do as marketers. But the rules will never change.
Excellent. Okay, well, we've sort of run out of time. So thank you very much for stepping in on an impromptu panel. Let's have a round of applause for the panelists, please.